So we wanted to do a little intro to this podcast. We interviewed my daughter and son-in-law, and we had some questions for them, and we had a good time with it. But just a little warning, my grandsons were present when we recorded it, and they were a little noisy. So, but we still had fun, and I think we still managed to get all of our questions, and I'm hoping that it will be helpful. This is Marriage on the Half Shell, Raw and Exposed. So we're going to do something a little bit different. We actually have my son-in-law and my daughter here, and we're going to interview them. They've been married for
4 years.
4 years.
Almost 4 years.
Okay, I can't keep track. Also, if you hear children, we do have 2 of my grandkids here. One of them is an infant, and the other one is 2, and he's chattering next to me here. So we're just going to run through some questions and try to get their perspective on marriage.
Sure.
Okay.
Sarah, we're trying to make you laugh.
Sarah, yeah, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
Okay. Well, okay. So let's just get started. So we know how you met, but why don't you describe how you met?
Well, it was the height of COVID, and everything was locked down. James was still working, right?
Yeah,
Sort of.
I was still working.
At a wrap shop, and I was out of work because I was a hairdresser. So we were both on Bumble. James, how long had you been on Bumble?
Few months. I had met a
Yeah.
couple people, but nothing really worked out.
Yeah. I had just joined Bumble because I was bored.
Bored.
Well, you had also had a couple of like bad.
Yeah, I
You
had went
know,
out with
I
a few
don't know.
guys, and I was
Yeah.
like, eh.
Yeah.
Like, so, of course, a dating app would be the better option.
You would think.
Yeah. So, that's how we met, was on Bumble. Yeah, and we both had our thing set to marriage, didn't we? Or,
Mhm.
like, yeah, so we
So
were,
we
like,
had,
looking for someone to marry, essentially.
The same, values and everything. But very
We
different.
went to the same church, coincidentally.
We thought that was wild.
Yeah, but we'd never, seen each other.
Mm-hmm.
Different campus.
Different
Well,
campuses.
but Kate and Ryan grew up in the same church and never crossed paths. So
Okay. Was there anything specific about, other than values and both looking for marriage? There's
I
something
thought he
that
was
said,
cute.
that helps.
His dog, he had a picture with his dog on his shoulder and he was hiking, and I just thought it was so cute.
"Ah."
I knew a picture.
Pictures with dogs.
What attracted you to my
I can't I think it was because
That was your only option.
No. I was able to find your Facebook page because you had a picture.
I accidentally put my identification.
Yeah, with your lanyard from a hair convention thing that you went to, and had your full name on there, and I was able to find you on Facebook, and then she seems pretty cool.
Okay.
So he stalked me first.
Not really.
And
you
you
did
know
more
what?
stalking than I did.
These days, that's really not a bad idea.
Yeah, I
You
stalked
know?
everyone I talked to.
Yeah.
The first person, the first time I would message them, I'd be like, "What are your social medias?
Yeah.
I need to make
Yeah.
sure you're not a weirdo."
At least I didn't have anybody stalk you for me.
That would be weird.
Thank you,
I did not.
Ryan.
Ryan did that on his own. I didn't tell him to do that. He just did it. And he
Ryan-
approved. So.
Talking about your brother-in-law?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so-
Okay.
Yeah, Ryan stalked James on Facebook as soon as The Secret was out.
Okay.
Because I'd been talking to him for like a month before I told anyone.
Oh, all right.
And then Kate found out, so
Yeah.
she told Ryan. So obviously,
So
he had to
Ryan
go.
did the big brother thing.
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
Yeah, all right. Okay.
She's so good.
You have any other funny stories about
like getting to know each other?
There's one, but I won't tell it. 'Cause it's a little embarrassed her.
It was my. I don't know what he's talking about. Like
We
after
just-
we met, or we
it was
FaceTime
just-
mostly for a
Yeah,
month.
it was.
I remember
about a month
that.
Yeah.
first. We just did a lot of FaceTiming. I remember one time, it was like the first time we FaceTimed. It was in the work parking lot, and I was on the phone for like 3 hours.
In your work
The
parking lot?
first
Yeah.
time we. Oh yeah, I do.
But it was
remember
okay
that.
because it was during like COVID, and I
Technically, he
worked in
wasn't
an
supposed
office,
to.
and I didn't have anything to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
But just the fact that you could have a 3-hour conversation with
Yeah.
someone is,
Yeah,
you know.
we knew that there was something like right away.
Okay.
Because we could talk for a long time.
Right.
And then finally, when we met in person for the first time, she gave me a hug. And I thought she was going to break one of my ribs.
That's a Gruner thing. That's definitely
It's-
like
it runs in the
that
family.
It does. It does. There have been cracked ribs from hugging in my family. That's a thing.
Did you have a process for how you were going to get to know each other before you even thought about marriage?
No.
Just kind of hang out?
It was just
Yeah.
a lot of driving around because there was
Because
nothing,
there's nothing to do.
That's right.
Everything
we
was
would just
closed.
drive around in
got
his
in
Yeah.
my car and drove around and talked. Occasionally, we would go to Chick-fil-A or something, get food.
Yeah. But when did you know that? When did you know that she was the one and he was? I mean, how quickly did that happen? And what was that? What did that
I
look
mean,
like?
I kind of just thought it was going to happen. Like, after we met the first few times,
Hmm.
I was like, yeah, this is it. Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd say after a couple of months of like meeting in person and stuff.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't really feel like doing this again. Just kidding.
Yeah. I think I've heard people say that, guys, there comes a point where they're suddenly ready and they just know, they know. Does that make sense?
I've heard that men decide after like 3 months. Like, for most men, they're like 3 months and then they know.
You were pretty sure. Well, I mean, we got engaged within 6 weeks, so it was quicker than that. But we got engaged within 6 weeks, not just talking about marriage.
And I'm not recommending that.
I'd say at least a year before you get engaged. I mean, that's what me and Hannah did.
It was 8 months.
8 months.
Yeah.
Close enough.
But you already knew.
Yeah.
I think that's fine.
Let's just take a little break for a second.
So, what was it like being newlyweds?
Was it a big adjustment? Was it a hard adjustment? Was it pretty easy?
I feel like it was a pretty big adjustment because neither of us had really ever been in long-term relationships before we were together. And we had to like figure out how to live with another person.
Well, we'd already lived with other people.
Yeah, well, yeah,
But it's different when you're like married.
Trying to do it together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think the fact that you had a lot of siblings and you only had, do you think that was maybe a fact?
I definitely do because when we would argue, James would get really anxious about it.
Mm-hmm.
And he would, even when we were dating, he would like think that we were going to break up. And I would be like, oh, we're not going to break up. People fight. So,
I don't like fighting.
but I grew up in a family where fighting happened often. So
yeah.
that was kind of my communication style when things would go wrong is like, we're going to argue about this right now and figure it out.
Well, figuring it out.
I wouldn't
is
say
okay.
that's exactly the right way to approach it, but
Okay.
so that definitely, I think that definitely caused a lot of like anxiety for both of us.
Yeah.
Just being confrontational in general.
Okay. So you hadn't had any talks about how to work problems out, or this was happening before you were even engaged. So,
Yeah, I mean,
Well, dating was mostly just fun.
yeah, and then
It was when we got engaged.
once we got engaged, and then we bought a house, and we were trying to get it ready to move into. And there was
That is like extra stress that most
Yeah.
couples don't encounter right away. That.
Yeah.
So.
Because it wasn't just like, oh, I want this paint color, I want that. It's like, oh, that's really expensive, but it needs to be done. I don't think it needs to be done.
Yeah.
Just stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you worked out a way to decide what should be done?
Well, with the house, I mean, we kind of just did the bare minimum before we
Yeah.
moved in.
Just to get
It's just like
Yeah.
a lot of painting, getting carpets replaced, and getting it cleaned up.
All right, cool. So, and we know you've had some other house things over the
Yeah,
past
yeah.
few years. So, has it been?
Most couples don't experience the newlywed phase in addition to we own a new house phase. Like most couples don't start out that way. You know?
Yeah, I would say like the beginning of our marriage was fun, but there was a lot of factors,
Yeah.
Yeah,
like being new homeowners.
that's why I don't worry about the noise.
I would say that I started like 90% of our arguments, probably.
Okay.
I would say that I'm shocked, but you are my daughter,
You know,
so I can't. You know.
Well, I was a very confrontational person.
Yeah.
So, but I think that's improved since we know.
Yeah.
So, but then it was also fun. It was also fun a lot of the time. We watched shows together.
Yeah.
And we
The
would.
first few months, once we moved in the house, it was nice. And then it was like the following summer is when everything started to fall apart. Like
The house.
finding termites. And
Yeah.
then, and
Oh yeah, I forgot about the termites.
several months later, the roof started leaking and
Yeah,
things like that.
the house. Well, and I was also
Oh, and
pregnant.
then the bathroom flooded and having to get the floors replaced, just dealing with insurance, having to walk on concrete floors.
All of the adult things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you
Yeah.
made it.
Yeah, we did.
So far.
So far.
Well, I mean, if you can make it
So-
through that. You
Well, yeah, and then like I said, as soon as we found the termites, that was also that weekend we found out I was pregnant with Clay. We've actually been through quite a lot. actually.
Now we're trying to do
Sell
it
the
again.
house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sell the house, you mean?
Yeah.
You've
So I
already
guess we didn't. Did we really even have a newlyweds phase? We
I
were
don't
just
think
like,
had- Now you think about it. Okay. All right. Did you learn any big new things after you were married
About each other.
about each other?
about each other.
Something you might say was a surprise.
I don't think so.
No, I wouldn't say that we were surprised. I'd say we're both pretty genuine people, and I think that we weren't hiding anything when we were dating.
Yeah.
So like when we moved in, it was just like more of each other. There wasn't anything. It's not like you were like, oh my gosh, there's this big secret of us was hiding.
Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, I hope all this noise.
Maybe we can edit some of it out.
I
We'll
don't
see.
know.
We'll see.
We'll see.
You need to get one of those pop filters or like.
Well, we do that already.
Oh.
So we'll see. We'll see. Okay, so this is about, how people can have better marriages, of course. So how did you guys negotiate your home life? Like chores, management, budget management, whatever. Was it just discussions?
At first, I was in charge of most planning of everything because I just did.
You like to plan things.
I do like to plan things.
I like to take things as they come.
Yeah. So I do the budget, and I did most of the housework too, I feel like. Because he worked more than I did. So I was home more often.
Yeah.
And then I do like all the outside stuff
Yeah.
and taking trash to the dump and all that.
I would also that was my learning how to cook era.
Yeah.
And I made a lot of really bad meals because I felt like it was my job to like feed him every day. And so I would even make these like crock pot meals for the days that I would work nights. And they were all like disgusting crock pot meals.
They all taste the same.
They all tasted the same.
That's what a crock pot does.
Okay.
So
Some of them were okay.
yeah, but you can only eat something out of a crock pot so many times.
Yeah. That's your brother.
Yeah, and then so that was also the time I started doing the pro metabolic, the whole animal based, and so I was experimenting with learning how to make sourdough, and so there would be a lot of hard loaves.
A lot of very disappointing looks.
So
But I always try to be supportive.
yeah,
It's
he
fun
always
to
ate
have.
everything I made.
Yeah.
So he
That's the right
didn't
move.
complain very much about it.
Except that cabbage soup that you made.
Oh, that was later. And I didn't like that either.
We don't like everything we make either.
No. Yep.
So I'd say we just kind of fell into like marital roles. It wasn't like a planned thing.
Yeah, we never like sat down and discussed.
Yeah, we were like, you're gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, and it just kind of happened that way.
Yeah. Well, would you say? I mean, you both knew that there was going to be some reasonably fair division of.
Yeah,
Stuff.
it was like my assumption that James would do most of the working outside of the house, and I would be doing most of the domestic.
I mean, that's
You know?
Yeah.
that's kind of the example that I had from my parents.
Yeah,
Was
we
my dad.
we followed like our
He-
parents.
He
You
went
guys
to work
and
every
stuff.
day. He took the trash to the dump, and he did all the outside stuff like cutting the grass or just things on the house that needed to be repaired. And my mom would cook every day and clean the house and all that, and homeschool us and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what you guys did too. Pretty
Yeah,
much.
pretty
So
much.
I think it came more naturally to us to do things like that because that's just the example that we had. So
Yeah. Well, hopefully, it was a good example.
yeah, I'd say it worked out pretty well
At least
for us.
Consistent. A lot of couples don't have the good examples.
These days, I'd say it's more common for couples to go into marriage and not have any real sense of what your role is
Yeah.
supposed to be or what how you're supposed
Yeah.
to divide things up.
And it's very individualistic, so
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are like, I'm not going to do his laundry. They're like, I'm not going to.
I've seen that
you know,
nonsense, and
stuff
it's
like
nonsense.
that, and it is because you have to do stuff for each other when you're married. That's what a marriage is.
You have separate laundry baskets.
Well, but that's because your work stuff is so
Dirty,
gross.
yeah.
And but I do wash it for you, so it's not like a. But I think that overall we had a decent example on both sides of like what in general what a marriage
Right,
setup should
right.
look like.
Yeah. Do you have any?
No.
Okay. Here's the big one. So, describe how you resolve conflict.
Now or back then?
How do you do it now? I mean, what? So you've been married for 4 years, so you've learned each other and your modes of how you do conflict, and you've adjusted, right? So how do you resolve conflict today?
Well, we talk about it.
Yeah, I try not to take everything personally. I try not to think that she hates me all the time, because that's how it felt originally. But I've kind of learned to get over that. And that when she is bringing up a problem, it's usually something that's to better us, try to help with something.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and I definitely I've tried to like be less, just less aggressive in general, I guess. Like when it comes to problems that we have. Like I think when we first got married, it was like, this is a problem. It needs to be fixed right now, and if we don't, I'm not going to sleep tonight. But now it's like, yeah, we'll figure it out in the morning.
That's probably better.
Yeah, sleeping on it is great.
So I listened to Matt Walsh, and he was talking about how, you hear the old never go to bed angry.
Yeah.
And he said, I don't really believe in that. I just, because there's something to going to bed,
full night's rest.
Full night's rest, and then you wake up the next morning and you're rational again instead of, being irrational when you're in the middle of an argument. I mean, your dad and I still we'll have maybe 1 or 2 fights a year, now. But it's usually pretty serious. It's not, we don't have little arguments anymore, like 1 or 2 big meltdowns a year, So even though we've been married 36 years, it's like there's still some things we're trying to figure out. We're still walking through this process too.
Well, I think a lot of if you like just got married and you're arguing a lot, it probably is like everything that you have to figure out how to live together. And so a lot of it's probably that.
Yeah.
I know that's what it was for us.
And us both being very stubborn people doesn't help that.
Yeah.
I know Kate and Ryan, the first year of their marriage, they were just butting heads all the time. And actually, they had quite a few big fights when they were engaged, too. Remember, Ryan was living in our basement.
Yeah.
When they were
I
engaged.
remember.
Yeah. And they would have some big fights. So.
Builds character.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Well, I think that, like, it, for us, or at least for me, it, like, revealed my immaturity. Because we would have, like, an argument, and then I would think about it, and I'd be like, man, I sounded like I was, like, 17. So, you kind of, like, if you're self-reflective, you learn from that.
So, self-reflective. All right.
You know what does that, how you say it?
Kind of self-aware.
Yeah, self-aware. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So, let's see. What would be something you could communicate to your younger self to make the first year of marriage or the last 4 years less stressful, or make it easier on when conflicts came up, or whatever? Anything you wish you had known?
Just to listen more and not take criticism so personally.
I think,
And patience.
we were talking about this in group. I don't remember what Bible verse we were talking about, but it goes like, with all patience and humbleness and something else, bearing with one another in love, and like, I don't think I understood that concept quite until we got married. And I wish that I had known that, because it's like, if you just let go of all the small things, like, it would be so much easier.
Right, yeah.
To if you just relax a little bit and not be so nitpicky heat out everything.
Right.
Well, I've heard like the little things can make you feel like you're not in control. Is that right?
Sure.
Would you say? And if you have you felt like you didn't want to give up control of anything, and you each were in control of your own lives
Yeah.
to a point, and then now all of a sudden you've got to work together.
Well, I
Part of it.
think in my head it was like, well, if this keeps on going this way, we're gonna do this forever, and we're gonna be miserable.
Mm-hmm.
But it was looking at it from like a 1,000-foot view. It's like, is it really that big a deal that he like loaded the dishwasher that way, or
Right. Yeah.
left his, like his socks by the laundry basket
Yeah.
or something? Like,
Yeah.
is it really like? Are we really going to be that miserable if the one dish doesn't get washed the way it should? Like you eventually just learn to like laugh at each other.
It's the
And
same
then move
thing
on.
even with kids. It's like
Yeah.
is this behavior like actually bad and harmful, or is it just annoying to me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it just
Yeah.
personally annoying?
Right.
Is that person being annoying, or are you just annoyed?
Right.
And that's
Yeah.
a big
Yeah.
distinction. Like, so I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think one thing they taught us at Covenant Life was you have to look at it and go, is this a sin issue?
Yeah.
Because if it's not, you don't need to make that big of a deal out of it. It may not
Yeah.
even require a discipline. It might just be we need to talk about this particular behavior or whatever it is. And it's the same thing with marriage.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, like bearing with one another in love. It's like
Right.
that person might be doing something that's really annoying to you, but you just have to learn to be patient instead of trying to change the other person.
Yeah.
Because like people have habits and you can change your habits, but like it's stressful to try and change all your habits because the other person doesn't like them.
Right. Yeah.
That's true.
And that can also cause a resentment. It's like, oh, what about me?
Yeah.
How do I feel about it?
Yeah.
Because it seems like they don't care.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Shoot. Something on the tip of my brain, but you know how it is.
Well, there's, on this particular subject, it's funny because I used to break things all the time, and I still do.
That's my say.
Just like like glass things. I'm not allowed to have glass things anymore, and it would make James so mad.
It wouldn't make me mad as much as it was. I was just annoyed with having to clean up glass shards.
But now, I mean, it's just kind of,
Like there was one
It's kind of
time
funny.
where she somehow knocked all of the shelves off of the refrigerator door, which held lots of condiments that were in glass bottles. And it looked like somebody had been murdered on her in front of the refrigerator. And I like lectured her about it, and made her feel bad, and then, in hindsight, that was like rude. It's not like she did it on purpose.
Yeah.
I feel bad. I could have approached the situation differently and just like helped her clean it up instead of helping her clean it up, and then also, why would you do this? How could you do this? Look at this mess. I can't believe you did this. You're a grown up. You shouldn't be breaking all this stuff.
Well, as grown-ups, we break things almost as often as kids.
Sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah.
You dropped the potato.
Clay's over here playing with onions.
Onions and
And
potatoes.
All right. Okay, let's do this. One more question. Now, so you've got 2 kids now. What are you doing to keep romance alive? If that's a thing.
It's a weird phase right now.
Yeah, well, we just had a baby 3 months ago, so.
Yeah. It's also difficult to have the time together that we want to have because I have 2-year-old's room with him to make sure he sleeps through the night.
Yeah.
But eventually we'll get through it, and then we'll actually be able to spend more time together in the evenings again, which is nice.
But you, so you're finding ways to maintain your connection now.
Yeah, well, so recently we both deleted social media off our phones.
Yeah.
And so it created more space for us to talk.
Okay.
Like when we had Clay, it was kind of just like, it was kind of a dry spell because Clay was such a hard baby.
Right.
And so I was constantly dealing with him. And then I would go and put him to bed, and we would both be, after he went to bed, I would stay with him and scroll on my phone. And so we found that the phones were like they were like a barrier between us most of the
And
time.
during that time, I was also doing graphic design work on the side, which would keep me up till like 1 o'clock in the morning sometimes.
Right.
So even on the evenings that he went to bed easily, and she was in there with him, I was just in the other room on the other side of the wall,
Yeah,
just on
yeah.
my computer.
So, but this year, I think we decided shortly after we had Oren that we just needed to disconnect.
Yeah, that, and also
From
too,
the
I
internet.
made a decision not to do landscape work on the side.
Yeah,
this year.
all the extra work.
Try to give us a little bit more family time.
Yep.
Even if we don't get to go on nice fancy dates, even though we never really did that all that much, we at least try to like get in the car and go to a coffee
Yeah.
shop.
Yeah.
Sure.
Or
Yeah.
like the spare time.
Yeah.
You waste so much spare time on your phone. And so now when we're together, instead of like scrolling on our phones, we're talking to each other instead.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you got to do whatever the season calls for. You know.
yeah, but I think in general, like your phone, for any relationship,
Yeah, that's true.
it's just a problem.
And
Yeah,
I think that's what a lot of couples struggle with these days.
I would say that's
Absolutely.
definitely.
Yeah, I agree. That's big. Even couples in good marriages. Or, who know how to stay connected, struggle with just being on the phone too much.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
probably do.
They're
I think we
addictive.
probably do.
Yeah.
We all know that they're addicted.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
So,
I mean, I know when your dad and I were having babies, we were doing the same. You know, we would our date nights were like, Jerry's Subs and Pizza or Starbucks.
Yeah,
and
that's
it's like we
kinda-
can pay
it's
the
like-
babysitter for a couple of hours or maybe an hour,
yeah.
and that's our date nights were like that for a very long time.
Yeah, I mean, for us right now, it's just like put the kids in the car and the kids take a nap,
Right.
and
Yeah.
then we go for coffee or something.
You got something to say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since I have poop in my pants.
Oh, no. Okay. Well, let's wind it up.
Okay.
What, you mean wind it down?
Wind it down.
Wind it down.
Wind it up.
Well, thanks for doing this with us. It was fun.
I hope you got some useful content.
We did. It's
Yeah.
it's good to talk to couples that are in different seasons.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, we can forget what it was like for us when we were married 2-3 years, and in the midst of having kids.
I think by the time we'd been married for 4 years, I think I was pregnant with. No, maybe
We
not.
had
We'd had 2,
2. Yeah.
but we were also living in a 2-bedroom apartment. Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. Cool. I'll do that after.
So thanks for listening. We hope that this was helpful,
At least funny.
at least funny. Yeah.
Uh,
So this has been Marriage on the Half Shell. Have a nice evening.